Still doing it. West Virginia in white, brotherly love in red, underway for the second time today here in Pittsburgh at the Peterson Event Center. Almost brand new West Virginia roster from a year ago. As Devin Williams wasting no time. Issa Ahmad, an offensive rebound, the putback, and one. Got the three-point play at one end. There he is, leaking out. Tariq Phillip has that punched out.
Give me that.
Virginia looking to push. Phillip the shovel. Keene obliging and cans the three. 8-0 out of the gate for West Virginia. Timeout, brotherly love. In TBT, we saw him out in the Albuquerque region with a D2 alumni team, and this is Williams off the window, +1. Line that we walked down yesterday to get to Raising Cane's for lunch.
And unfortunately, we had to walk back up that hill. That was challenging.
Speaking of challenging, Stanback, less D1 flavor. James Stanback, who just knocked down that three, a JUCO guy from Camden County Community. Keene steps into a triple, picking up right where he left off, the summer of Marcus.
My goodness, he looks pretty good in that West Virginia blue and yellow.
Up 11. And a quick answer from Langston Wilson.
Langston Wilson played at Washington and then Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Played a couple years at JUCO as well.
And there's Harris, not a JUCO guy.
Normally, this is a tall man's game, but man, is he one of the bigger players on the floor wherever he plays, all over the world.
Phillip with the cross, got the mid-range plus the foul.
The guy's contributing as well.
Not the overall #1 seed of this region, but maybe the front runner based on experience. This gets tapped in. They give that to Lucius Jones.
Well, they were in the regional final last year.
And there's Keene again.
My goodness.
As we talk about this, 4 games already in the books today. Winners in Wichita, here in Pittsburgh.
Nice.
As Kanate gets the drop off.
This, or a deficit this big, is really hard to overcome.
Bledson sheds the defender and cans another to end the first quarter.
How about that first quarter? Woo!
Again, getting after it at the defensive end. Shot clock cut in half. Johnson with a nice drop off and a bucket. Langston Wilson on the receiving end. Ahmad off the assist from Keene.
You don't have to have a team full of Shaquille O'Neals.
I honestly think West Virginia's roster in terms of number of guys, as Ahmad gets this off the glass, it's perfect.
10 on the roster?
10 on the roster.
Yeah.
Probably, actually, I think they had Chase Harlan listed as a player. He's not. So it's more like 9. As Phillip gets the leak out and the punch down, timeout.
Syracuse alum.
Yeah, that was he was part of that with DeAndre Kane.
Yep. Of course, DeAndre Kane.
Kevin Myers drills this.
DeAndre Kane now playing with That, who was a semifinalist last year in Philadelphia.
And the Marshall alumni heard that.
They won this region. They beat West Virginia last year in West Virginia and then went on to win the quarterfinal game versus Syracuse.
Yeah, definitely could have the debate and have it for quite some time as Williams turns and scores here. Right now on top of Team Heartfire with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 55-52. The defending champs potentially threatening to go out in the opening round as Lions off the backboard and 5 straight here.
I think so.
It was, right?
Bijan
Johnson, I think I said 2 years ago in Albuquerque, but we saw him last year in Wichita.
Yep.
They all blend together. Winding down the first half with West Virginia up 21. And Southpaw Jay canned. Langston Wilson that time. Washington Husky. And then some time at UW Milwaukee. Kanate, if that goes down consistently today, forget about it.
Well, it's just too easy right now. These shots are practice shots, and they are cashing them in. 7 of 17 from downtown. 51% overall from the field, this West Virginia team.
2 free throws, 18-point lead. And little baseline turnaround for brotherly love and Langston Wilson.
Guys swinging on each other or pushing, doesn't take much.
Keene right to the basket, +1.
Well, you knew after that exchange.
Texas alumni team, but they didn't really have enough former Longhorn alumni for it to count. Speaking of counting, knocking down a free throw in Pumas for the defending champs, Team Hardfire.
That's worth something, right?
$1,000 bonus to that young man. Bijan Johnson layup at one end. Myers and Kanate, punch!
Pass almost went in the basket.
Tavon Myers firing a missile.
Ooh,
wow!
Here we go. Climbing the stairway to heaven right there, Sam McConnell.
All the practice sessions. $1 million worth of game, who's the Pittsburgh alumni's opponent. Nice punch down here for Rashawn Johnson. There's no way that's DeJuan Blair.
He kind of looked like him in the face, but the body did not match.
Sherman steps in, and we looked at each other and said that guy would have, DeJuan Blair would have eaten that guy.
Yeah.
Akano gliding with the finger roll to wind down the third quarter.
For their schools, and even the guys that aren't playing for a school necessarily, you remember when they played in college or even in the NBA for some of these guys.
Wesley Harris still going. You talked about Taz Sherman, who's one of the more recent ones. Actually kind of surprised as Bijan Johnson spins this in.
He still shot almost 40% from downtown, which was an off year for Klay Thompson.
Here's another three. Langston Wilson.
Just 7 guys with Akano, Wilson, Johnson, Stanbeck, Rashawn Johnson, Lucky Jones, and Christian Lyons. Again, we talked about the guys that aren't here: Givens, Lawrence, Agbalis.
Though that you get with Sammy Givens.
Yeah, no question.
That old Bruiser Flint Drexel mentality.
Man. We've watched Sammy Givens and his brother and Novar Gadsden have had some really good moments in TBT. You remember that group that went to Chicago in 2018, which was a quarterfinal game.
Nice pick and roll, Ahmad. You are treated like the pro team up there. Harris looking like the pro that he is today from the outside.
West Virginia only needing 8 points. West Virginia could start shooting at the other basket, and they still wouldn't come back at this point.
That's the first, I think, that we've said that. Harris brings them to within 5.
So let me help you guys. We'll both start shooting at this.
And Akano. And they're 34 away, Scar.
Yeah, just a drop in the water.
It's like a drop off one of those 4 bridges that are in we could see downtown from our hotel. Or maybe even Roberto Clemente, sadly.
And I want to say, yeah, Starchel, they won that championship before you were born, right?
Chuck Tanner was the manager.
Yeah, I remember Chuck Tanner. Oh.
Bijan Johnson just got poked in the eye.
Yeah. There's not a lot of compassion from the officials.
They let them go.
Moments. Yeah, you have to.
How long have you and I been doing this? Too long.
Yep.
Here's Myers. No. And the leak out and a windmill.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission. Let's hope that doesn't.
No. And there it is. See? Pick and roll.
Yeah,
Holton, 1 away.
1 point away.
So give Jonathan Holton 1 more of those. In fact, he should just stay down here and they throw it to him. Yeah, I think he got that idea too. Look where he is. Way back. Problem is they gave up the shot, so you got to take it out of bounds first. They ran the same play.
And there's Holton. And there's the second round for West Virginia.
Holton said an illegal screen, but we won't call that.